Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which be preached throughout all four corners of this earth, and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. Hey, shalom, beloved Akiyam and Akwath. It's just Bayan back again, through the spirit, power, and mercy of our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And as you can see, man, you can see from the thumbnail, we're gonna get into your boy. All right, we're gonna get into your boy Robin Morris, man. All right, and hey, before we even get started, I was just talking to my beloved brother Araya, my brother in the camp, my fellow soldier in arms, and I sent them the article, man, one of many. And he hit me up. He hit me back, and he said, "Vocab, where's vocab at?" And that's the question that we have right now. Us men, all right, that have been being afflicted by this guy. All right, vocab alone. Starting with the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone on down. He's been, leaping continents. To descend on various Great Millstone camps. In efforts to either sow discord or find a chink in the armor. And time again, come to the realization that this truth, all right, that we've been given through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, it's impenetrable. You see, it's impenetrable. No matter what angle he's tried to come at, he's always been found to be in a position where he's going back to the headquarters, right, with his tail between his legs, man, looking stupid as hell. All right, he's quick to come at the brothers when it comes to a talking point like this one, where you have a so-called pastor, right, of a mega church at one point, right, had one of the biggest churches in America, man, at one point, getting caught up with doing sexual immoral acts. All right, vocab has nothing to say about it. Got the small hat, this nickel hat, talking about how America's Babylon is going to be destroyed. It's in the scriptures, via Obadiah, via Jeremiah 49, X, Y, and Z. Where's vocab at on that? You see? But it goes to show you this man is he's an agent. He's been sent. As we know, he specified it one time on this speech he was doing or whatever. He blew it off as if he was just joking around or what have you. No, man, you've been sent. You've been visited by the three ledger agencies. All right, and your job is to try to paint a narrative, right, and smear, all right, the others, man. Try to smear the church, but it's gonna be to no avail. All right, it's gonna be to no avail. You're finding yourself fighting up against Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai ultimately. All right, but I just want to make that point. Where's vocab on this right here, on your boy? Robert Morris, man. And this is no surprise. This right here, we're not surprised at this behavior from this Edomite. All right, more or less, we're going to shed light on the reality of this false prophet, which comes in the form of the Roman Catholic Church, and highlight the behavior that's stemming out of this wayward false congregation, man. All right, and this is nothing new. See, Esau is the talking point right now on the world stage. Here it is, the government shut down. All right. These niggas are getting caught up with doing all types of sexual immorality throughout their so-called place of worship, like these churches. You got the Lord, you know, appearing in the heavens via chariots and various, as they call them, UFOs, but we know they're IFOs, in the form of 3-Eye Atlas. And there's another incident going on right now with planet drawing close. I forgot. I think I think it might be Jupiter or whatever, if I'm not mistaken. Could be a Jupiter, like they're calling it a super Jupiter, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's drawing close to our solar system. Like the Lord's showing so many signs in the heavens, man. See, we're in the time of Esau being removed. Esau's about to come face to face with his destiny, man. All right, all the signs are there. Esau's being revealed, and this is what we're going to do with this one right here through the Spirit. We're going to reveal Esau. This is him, and as we titled it, they are corrupt. All right, and when you get this word, let me just get this word real quick. When you get this word corrupt real quick, the simple Google AI overview, right? Corrupt can describe something rotten or spoiled, such as rotten food or corrupted computer files. In this case, it's a rotten person, rotten people, right? The Esau, Edom as a nation, they're disgusted, man. Look, it can also mean morally bad or dishonest, right? All right, particularly referring to, let me see here. That's not what I wanted. There was another definition I was looking for. There it goes. All right, as an adjective, right? Morally depraved, right? Describes a person, right? Describes a person who is wicked or dishonest, man. All right, and this is evil E. Evil E is the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. Pursuing the Malachi, the 1st chapter and the 4th verse. All right, and then when it comes to not natural sexual behavior, okay, he's the source of that. And if you don't believe me, let's go get a scripture real quick. The scriptures highlight this dude. You see, and this is why he hates this. And I'm gonna play a little clip too. I got this little news clip, and this is why we liken this truth unto kryptonite to Esau. This truth is kryptonite to this dude. There's no way that he wrote the Bible. You got stupid niggas talking about, you into that white man's book. You over there, you believing in that white man's book. This book, this so-called white man's book, highlights this so-called white man's destruction. Why would somebody write a book, all right, that ultimately comes with their demise at the end? Why? Why would somebody write a book, okay, where the source of the power of the book, which the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ, hates that individual that wrote the book? Make it make sense. Anyways, right, real quick, when you go to Hebrews 12 and 16 in the NIV, right, you got to get into the NIV, right, Hebrews 12 and 16, it reads, see that no one, right, is sexually immoral or is godless like Esau. That's the spirit. He just walked, evil E just walked right on by me, looking just as through. Hey, the Lord, man, the Lord is beautiful. Let's read this from the top. Hebrews 12 and 16, it reads, see that no one is sexually immoral or is godless like Esau. For a single male sold his inheritance rights as the oldest son, right? Not only is he sexually immoral, he's godless, man. This is a godless dude. He thinks he's God, man. This is why he's likened unto a fool. It highlights that in Job 30. And also another one that comes to mind. Let me grab this real quick and then we'll grab the clip. Let's go to the book of Psalms real quick. Chapter 53. Yep, chapter 53. In verse 1, we'll read down a little bit. To the chief musician upon Mahalath, Meskel, a psalm of David, our beloved warrior, king, prophet. And it reads, the fool has said in his heart, right? The fool has said in his lob, in his mind, there is no God. All right, and we have literal examples, real time, of these clean leper, diabolical bastards spewing this madness, referring to you can make God as mad as you want. You know, we've superseded the wisdom of God through our technology. You know, they've done this real time. We know who this is talking about, man. We have an example. It's Esau, right? And it was in the form of that dude. What's his fucking name? Yuval Noah Harari. That little gutter rat looking nigga. Right? Look it. Corrupt are they. See that? Corrupt are they, man. And have done abominable iniquity. There is none that doeth good, man. They've done abominable iniquity, man. Because they're abominable. They're more violent than the earth. Again, echo Job 30 again. The scriptures tell us that they're more vile than the earth, man. And this is what you Jacob about to find out. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans thinking that this dude's just your friend now, all of a sudden. All right? After hundreds of years of beating the shit out of you, man, with a steel-toe boot. All right? Now all of a sudden he's going to be your friend. Okay? He's going to be your friend until the end, all of a sudden, man. Take a glance into Chicago right now, man, and you see how much of a friend he is to you, man. And we told you that this was going to go down. From the elders and apostles of the great millstone on down, we told you that evil was going to descend upon you, man. And you ain't seen nothing yet, Jake. You ain't seen nothing yet. All right? Let's continue on. Let's get a little bit more. Actually, matter of fact, that's the point. I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to leave that right there. That tells the story. Let's go to this clip. If I can find it. All right, here we go. Shut this down. Let me turn up the brightness on this real quick to max.
The former pastor of Gateway Church in South Lake will spend 6 months in jail after pleading guilty.
Bear with me.
The former pastor of Gateway Church in South Lake will spend 6 months in jail after pleading guilty to 5 child sex crimes. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve here. It's 9 o'clock. Robert Morris entered his plea in an Oklahoma courtroom. He must also register as a sex offender and pay restitution to his victim. Fox 4's Amelia Jones has more on today's court appearance. Amelia.
Heather, Steve, in a statement, one of Robert Morris's defense attorneys said he pleaded guilty because he wanted to accept responsibility for his conduct and give his accuser, Cindy Clemishire, and her family finality. Clemishire was there in court and said today is a new beginning. Gateway Church founder Robert Morris pleaded guilty Thursday afternoon to 5 counts of child sex abuse charges. According to the plea agreement, Morris received a sentence of 10 years probation, with the first 6 months to be spent in an Oklahoma jail. He is also required to register as a sex offender for life and pay his accuser, Cindy Clemishire, $270,000. Clemishire says the abuse started in the 1980s when she was just 12 years old and continued for several years. In June of last year, Morris resigned from Gateway Church after the allegations were made public. In March, he was indicted in Oklahoma on 5 counts of lewd or indecent acts with a child. Clemishire was in court Thursday, gave a statement that said in part, quote, "Today's a new beginning for me, my family, and friends who have been by my side through this horrendous journey. I leave this courtroom today not as a victim, but a survivor." After court, Morris's defense attorney read a statement on his behalf. It said in part, quote, "Tell Ms. Clemishire and her family that he sincerely apologizes for his conduct and asks for their forgiveness." Clemishire has become a vocal advocate for victims of sexual abuse. She testified on the Texas House floor in support of legislation called Trey's Law that protects victims. State Representative Jeff Leach, who represents Collin County, authored the bill. He was also in court Thursday. He sent Fox 4 a statement that said in part, quote, "Going forward, we must do all we can to support abuse victims like Cindy, who had her childhood robbed from her and has had to live with shame and pain for decades before finally seeing justice prevail today." Morris's time in court isn't over yet. He's still involved in 2 other pending lawsuits. Clemishire filed a lawsuit against Morris and the Gateway Church elders, alleging they knew about the abuse, covered it up. And another one was filed by Morris against Gateway Church to get millions of dollars in retirement pay. Gateway denies that Morris is owed money, but Morris disagrees, alleging it is part of his contract. The latest status update on those other cases. Clemenshire's case against Morris and the church elders has a trial date set for June 2026 in Dallas County. And in July, a Tarrant County judge instructed Morris and Gateway Church to attempt to agree on an arbitrator. Steve, Heather.
Amelia,
You see that?
thank you.
Hey, an old boy only got 6 months for 5 counts of child sex abuse, man. Now, we know if that was a Jake would have did the 10 years, then he would have came out with the 6 months of probation after that. Would have had it in the list as a sex offender, man. But you see the scriptures, again, the scriptures highlight this dude. What scripture comes to mind? They are not in trouble. They're not in as trouble. What's that? The Psalm of Asaph? Let me go get that real quick. They're not as in trouble as other men. You see? And look at him. You see him with the 3-piece suit. He got the comb over. You know? Look like they want her to fly. This is what they be doing, man. This is what they do, man. And I thought it would have been, honestly, because more or less, Esau, these nasty Edomite men, they like little boys, man. You know? In his case, it was a little girl. You know, but needless to say, you know, who knows what else he got, what other skeletons he got in his closet, man. You know? Who knows who else is going to come forth in the days to come. You know, but needless to say, Evil E, this is how they move, man. All right, this man, as a matter of fact, I was meditating on, well, I do want to read down this Psalm 53, man. And then we'll go get to Psalm 73. Let's continue on. I'm going to read it verbatim, Psalm 53:2. God looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand, that did seek God. Every one of them is gone back. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Okay? Ultimately, who's ruling the earth right now? Who's been given the sovereignty? Who's been given the power to control resources and the vibration on the planet? Evil E. Evil E. And as it tells us in Sirach, the 10th chapter, right? When you go to Sirach, the 10th chapter, in the 2nd verse, it reads what? As the judge of the people is, so are his officers, and what manner of the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So Evil E is leading the charge with corruptness, man, with abominable iniquity, with pride. Hence why you glance out into the earth, all right? You driving around in morning traffic, and you ain't seeing nothing but pride on these people, man. Everybody think they got the right of way. You getting cut off at the grocery store. Okay? Everyone's in the mindset of me, me, me. You see? Evil thoughts in their minds continuously, man. They're over-sexualized because they're being exposed to Pornhub and various other sites, all right, that's getting them overstimulated. All right, this is the society that Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, has allowed to prosper. You see? But guess what? This echoes Genesis, man. Genesis, the 6th chapter. This is the reason why in the days of old, why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai drowned everybody, man, besides those 8 precious souls, man. Noah, his wife, their 3 sons and their wives, man. Okay, what is now? Ecclesiastes 1:9. So we're about to see it take place, man. You can see the judgment is set for this place, man. We there. You know, we there, man. Going back to Esau. Right? Let's go to that Psalm 73. This nigga got 6 months with 10 years probation. Right? He ain't gonna see that 10-year probation fulfill itself though, because we know this place is gonna wrap up soon. He's gonna be in slavery. Right? The book of Psalms, chapter 73. Right? The book of Psalms, chapter 73. To bring some context, I'm going to start at verse 3, and then I'm going to jump down. And this is the Psalm of Asaph, right? For I was envious at the foolish, right? Which is Esau. And he's going to tell us here, when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. All right, and you see they prosper, man. They got these big old fancy houses and these undisclosed locations, man. Right? They live in lavishly. Scriptures say they live deliciously, man. Right? Here it is. They get away with murder. All right? Or sex crimes. You see? They're in a position, as it tells us in this chapter, they have all that their heart could wish, man. Why? Because they're in their blessing. That's why. But the tables are about to turn. And Deuteronomy 30:6 is about to come into its perfection on you Edomites, man. And the rest of you heathen. You see? Let's continue on. Let's read it again. Psalm 73:3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Right? I'm going to jump down to verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. You see? Hence why this nigga's getting off with a slap on the wrist. All right, for the shit he was doing in the past, man. You see that? And then you can only imagine what other skeletons are in his closet. All right, we out here in society, hey, your boss, your boss, talking you down. You know what I mean? Oh, Edomite woman or man, because Edomite women are nasty too. You see? They like messing with dogs, and they like little kids too, man. This is the way they're wired. They're wired. They are the wicked. You see? And what they do in the cut, only the Lord knows, man. But we're gonna find out. Let's go here real quick. And I might just leave it with this right here to the spirit. No need to be the dead dog. Let me see here. Where's that at? Ephesians, the 5th chapter, and the 12th verse, and it reads this: For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret, man. All right, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has allowed us to find out a lot of information about this guy. Okay, we know how they were getting down in Rome. You know how they had little boys at their corner. I forgot what they called them. Just all throughout the course of Esau's history, man. You know, Esau has a track record, a legacy of violence, filth, and theft. All right, and there's more. But I'm just highlighting the key points. That's Esau's legacy, man, and he's gonna have to pay for it all. He's gonna have to pay for it all, man. Hey, this man he was eating on us, man. Delectable Negro, right? And he was raping on the kids and at that time, man, all on these plantations, man. Yo, man, the things that Esau, man, you got a lot to pay for, my boy. You got a lot to pay for, my boy. But your time of visitation has come. All this getting away with murder, hey, being able to just wiggle around the earth and act as if you're innocent. You can play the villain and the victim. That's coming to an end. The times that you being able to play the villain and the victim are coming to an end. You see, you've been spotted, right? And you're about to get caught. Let me get one more. Let's get that in Jeremiah. You've been spotted, and you're about to get caught. Here's the book of Jeremiah. Chapter 50. Right to the point, verse 24, and it reads, I have laid a snare, which is a trap, for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, which we know Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed man, leads the charge over here. This is his throne. You see Babylon being America. This is the daughter of Babylon, man. And thou was not aware, thou art found, right? You weren't aware because you're proud. You see? That's why you got Hegseth and Trump coming in the stance of no more is it coined as the Department of Defense. No, it's the Department of War now. See, because now what's about to happen, they're about to wage war on the people, starting with you tribes. You see? Because they're at the point now where they know they're desperate. They know they're out the door. They know they're out the door. They have to, right now it's pedal to the metal, man. Right? It's pedal to the metal. Thou art found and also caught because thou hast striven against the Lord, man. All right? Esau has striven against the Lord, man, in more than one way. Right? He's taken the Bible, he's flipped it and bounced it and created his own doctrine. He's created a universal doctrine with the scriptures. He's lied on the Lord, falsified his image, man. Stole our heritage, man. Right? Went around the world committing blasphemy of the Holy Spirit with that Jesus Christ character. Right? And he's taken the Bible, right? Disregarded all the law, statutes, and commandments in the Bible and created his own code of law. He's striven against the Lord in so many ways, man. To strive against something means you're fighting against it. And and he's built to do that, being that he is the wicked. You see? He's the wicked, man. And that he's being exposed. So again, it's no surprise, seeing the behavior, from Edomites like this, with this guy, Robert Morris, and many others like him. It's no surprise. This is something, this is what they do. And now we're in a time where the light's being shined on them. Now they're being caught up. You see, now they're being caught. What's happening is the chickens are coming home to roost, is what's ultimately happening on Evil E, man. And there's no way he can run, and there's no way he can hide. Vocab, where you at? All right, Vocab Malone, where you at? Nowhere to be found. Because ultimately, you're a joke. All right, just like this society, man, just like this government, man, you're a joke. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to settle the score with you, trust and believe when I tell you that. But I'm going to leave you with that, beloved Akiyam and Akwaf. Let me just check the comment board real quick before I close out. Hey, shalom to you, beloved Akiyam and Akwaf on the comment board. Hey, shalom. Hey, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Barakatham to you, beloved Akiyam and Akwaf tuning in. And they're going to be tuning in later. Hey, shalom. Shalom. Hey, let me, bear with me real quick. Let me see something real quick. Oh, I thought that was the other brother, Salakia. I was going to hit this brother with the thing. Let me see. Khan. Khan. Hey, Amar Kabal said Khan, and that guy is out of his mind. Khan, they all are. All these Edomites are out of their mind, man. All right? And the scary thing about it is that they've been given the power to kill. We're oppressed under a complete psychopath, man. This is why we're going to need Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. This is why this situation is so dire. And 2/3 of our people don't realize the circumstances that they're in. They don't realize that they're in the worst case scenario, man. Okay? We're under the foot of a madman, man. We're under the foot of a madman, man. And in efforts to get out of this one, as far as what's about to come, is through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Because ultimately, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is the one that's commanding him and directing Esau. And this is what Jake don't get. 2/3 of our people don't get that. They don't understand, right, that the sword has been given into the hand of the slayer, right, as it speaks of, what's that, Ezekiel? That slayer is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and Yahweh Shai. You see, he's controlling that sword. He's that slayer. So guess what? When he's coming to slay Jake, he has control over where that sword is going to strike. You see? But our people don't get it. But that's fine. Because at the end of the day, that's their fate. Malak, Yaga, Israel, Benjamin, 144K, Shalom, Amaki, Abashim, Yasha, Barakatah. My beloved brother. Hey, you already know, brother. They're sick people, bro. There's sick people, and the beautiful thing is now Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is putting them on the scopale. You know, no longer are they able to hide behind a 3-piece suit and a comb over. Right? No longer are they able to hide behind $1 million words. Right? In these educational institutions that are a complete farce, where he's rewritten history and created a narrative as if he's the chosen people of the planet. No longer he's being found out. The world, the Lord, the scriptures say the earth should be filled with the knowledge and the glory of the Lord. Right? And that comes with Esau being found out. Right? That comes with Esau being exposed. You see? Which pretty much is gonna usher in his destruction, man. But I'm gonna leave you with the beloved Akyam, and Akwaf, Lord willing, you were edified. Lord willing, you were spiritually fed. And Lord willing, you were informed. All right? But hey, for you beloved Akyam and Akwaf that didn't know, you stay tuned in. I was speaking to the choir when it comes to an individual like your boy Morris. He's just another add-on to the many filthy so-called Edomite pastors or preachers or whatever they want to call themselves. All right, that are actually in the cut, operating in an abominable behavior, man. And there's more information that's gonna come out, man. As this society continues to crumble, right, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushai continues to visit this place, man, more and more information is gonna come out, man. You know, and that's why the Esau's gonna lose it. You know, Revelations 12:12 is about to speak. You know, Esau's about to lose his whole mind, right? Because he's at the conclusion now where he's lost control over the narrative, man. He can no longer control the narrative. You see? And being a control freak he is, a psychopath, a narcissist, he's gonna lose it, man. And this is what we're gonna need, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. At the end of the day, we're gonna need him. And if we're part of the elect, he got us. Just stay prayed up, stay faithful, fast as well as pray. And understand that Yahweh Shai, hey, he's on his way, man. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Chodash. A double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwaf were edified, spiritually fed, and informed through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, Shalom.